Ora, and welcome to Living Life as Easy As with Nessie.
Life's about joy, life's about pain. It's all about forgiving and the will to walk away. I'm ready to be loved and love the way I should. Life's about to get good. Life's about to get good. Life's about to get good.
All right, we've got a real hot topic today. We're going to be talking about headaches and how I got rid of my major headaches that I was suffering from for over 25 years with nausea thrown in on top of that. It was really hard to function. I'd tried many avenues. I'd had scans and multiple doctor's visits and different specialist visits and got completely nowhere. The last 8 years of my suffering of those headaches, I was on a antidepressant called amitriptyline, which I hated being on, and yeah, so I tried multiple things, and oh my gosh, I can't believe it, I have finally got rid of those headaches, and I'm going to share that with you very shortly. But firstly, I do just want to say that there are many different types of headaches out there. You know, there's many different triggers that trigger headaches, and so what I'm going to be sharing with you today might not necessarily work for you guys, but I hope that it can work for somebody. Also, I was on multiple drugs and I made the decision to come off all of those drugs, and but it's not a decision I had to make lightly, and I just want you guys to first please just do your research. It's a big decision that you would be making coming off medication, and so just do that research, talk to the professionals, and don't just make a decision on what I say about when it comes to playing around with your drugs. So how did I get rid of those pesky headaches that have been plaguing me for over 25 years? Well, after the separation and the amount of stress that put on my life, having that on top of the headaches, it just made them escalate to a point of just sheer desperation. And that's when a friend suggested to me that I should go and see a natural healer. And I thought, oh well, you know, I'm running out of options on what I can do here, so I may as well give it a go. It was cheaper than going to a doctor. So I set off, a little bit skeptical I must say, and I walked in the room, he sat me down, he shined a torch in my eye, and he's chatting away to me a little bit, and within 2 minutes he sat back and he says, right, you're an easy fix, brilliant, we can fix you, no problems. And I said, pardon? I said, after 25 years of me suffering like crazy, you can fix me in a heartbeat? And he said, yep, not a problem. I'll have you all fixed up in no time. A couple of things you need to do and you'll be away laughing. And I just couldn't believe it. What are those things that he said I had to do? Oh my God, just changed my life. So this is it. He said, Nessie, he said, you consume way too much sugar in your diet. He said there's so much sugar in your system that it's just completely wearing you down. It's basically poisoning my body. And I thought, oh, here we go. You know, my suspicions are right. This is a quack job. And I said, oh, you know, I really don't think I consume a lot of sugar. And he says, young lady, he says, I'm telling you, you consume a lot of sugar. And I'm like, all right then. So anyway, just lying there while he was working on me, doing a little bit of stuff, and I was lying there thinking, do I really, how much sugar do I really consume? And so I lie there thinking about it, well, how much sugar have I had today? So I had a big heaped tablespoon of sugar on my porridge that morning. When I got to work, I had a coffee and shared a rather large piece of carrot cake with a colleague. Probably within half an hour of having that carrot cake, I polished off a small bag of lollies, all to myself. And then on the way out to the appointment in the car, I ate 2 chocolate wheaten biscuits. And that was all before 10 to 10 in the morning. Just in a few hours, I had actually consumed quite a bit of sugar. So I'm like, oh my God, this guy's right. I actually do consume a heck of a lot of sugar in my diet. So I said, well, how do you know just by looking in my eyes that I know I consume a lot of sugar? And he said, well, in fact, your eyes are not brown. That is not their natural colour. Your natural colour is a greeny hazel colour. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. And he said, no, I kid you not, that if you drastically reduce sugar from your diet, your eye colour will change within 2 to 3 years. So I'm just going to hoon in here. It's not very pretty, so bear with me. But just if we have a look into my eyes there, we'll get right in there close. So if you just have a look, can you see the brown that is in my eye? There's a brown on the inner part there. Well, that brown used to go the entire coverage of my pupil. It used to be completely that brown. And that has, over the last few years, just slowly shrinking and shrinking in. And it is my aim to completely get rid of that within the next couple of years. But yeah, just how much it has drastically reduced. So now there's this lovely hazel colour coming through in the background. So he was correct. He was absolutely correct in saying that my eye colour is not naturally brown. And the reason it's brown is because I have a very, very poor diet. One mainly overloading in sugar. So he said, these are the 2 things I need you to do for me, young lady, and this will definitely get rid of your headaches. He said, 1, drastically reduce the sugar intake that you have in your diet and replace it with a healthier diet. And 2, he said, because of the mineral imbalance in your body due to the rubbish diet that I have, he said, I want you to go onto Himalayan salt. Oh, this is my little favourite. Himalayan salt. It's absolutely changed my life completely. I love this stuff. I think it's incredible stuff. So it's a natural salt that contains about 83 natural minerals that are also in our body. And that we need to maintain a healthy existence. And so by having Himalayan salt on a daily basis, it helps put it all back into alignment and balance again. And so how he suggested that I take it was by having 2 crystals a day. I have one every morning, first thing when I get up, and another one last thing at night, and I have that as I hop into bed and fall asleep. So you just grab a little crystal like that, yay, little crystal, and pop it on a... This is such an unattractive video, sorry. Pop it on the top tip of your tongue, or just slightly set back from your tip of your tongue. If you put it right on the tip, it burns. So just put it there, and then just let it rest there and dissolve. Simple as that. If you want to push it onto the roof of your mouth. And that's what you need to do. Just reduce that sugar intake, and then have 2 bits of, or nice crystals of Himalayan salt every single day. And I couldn't believe it. Like, I swear to God, within 2 weeks, I started noticing a huge, huge change, and that my headaches were getting fewer and fewer and less painful within those 2 weeks, and within the month, completely gone. Like, just completely eradicated from my life. It was absolutely incredible. And I was able to start doing things again and starting to function again, and all because of Himalayan salt and reducing that sugar amount that I was having in my diet. So absolutely incredible. I will say though that I do suffer from one headache, and that's a menstrual headache, and that's only for a few hours once a month. It's not a major, so I'm still working on that. But this system hasn't worked for that type of headache, so I'm saying it might not work for every headache out there. But anyway, my love of Himalayan salt is that I also have a lovely big glass of water every morning that contains Himalayan salt, and it's called Soleil water, spelled S-O-L-E, and it's definitely worth looking up. Just Google it, Soleil water, S-O-L-E, and hearing the benefits about that is just phenomenal. And so I start my day with this massive big glass of water. But what I did do is I fell in love with Himalayan salt so much that I started to overdose on it. Like, every single glass of water I had was drinking during the day, which is quite a bit, had Himalayan salt in it. And it had an adverse effect, and I started having insomnia, and I'm like, oh my God, that can't do. So I actually quit Himalayan salt completely, and just went off it for a couple of months, or not quite a couple of months, and then I felt my headaches starting to creep back in, and I thought, oh my god, must be something in this Himalayan salt. So I quickly went straight back on it, but in a way more controlled format and only in the amount that I need. So yeah, everything in moderation. You know, you fall in love with these things and you just want to keep having it because it made you feel so good, but I ended up having way too much. So just that little crystal in the morning, a little crystal at night for you to go to bed, and 1 glass of water that contains the Soleil water, and that's all you need. And it's just been life-changing. It's absolutely fantastic. So the other side to that was, remember, having to drastically reduce the sugar intake, and that was not an easy task for me, because as it turned out I have quite a sweet tooth, and I have got some amazing tips that I have come up with to help me curb my sugar cravings and to help me reduce my sugar intake into my diet, and those I will be sharing with you next Monday, and they really are worth watching. They're fantastic little ideas, and I just can't wait to share them with you. So if you're trying to eliminate sugar or reduce sugar from your diet, come back next week, subscribe, like, so you don't miss that one next week on how I am going to show you the ways that I drastically reduce sugar from my diet, a relatively as easy as way. So there you go. Well, I hope I can help somebody out there with their headaches, and next week I hope I can help you with your sugar cravings. Anyway, much aroha to you all. Okay, cheers, bye.